grab your popcorn, kick back and relax, because it's time for some more carnage. So in today's video, I got an attack that I was really hyped to show you guys. This is going to be the Cooker Ring attack with Zookas. So at this point in time, I don't know if I've uploaded the video yet, but I've actually recorded one for the Cooker Ring with Scorches, which I was really happy that I was able to get that gameplay footage for you guys. But in this particular version of Cooker, they decided they were going to do this in 4 hits, I believe it was. So the first hitter took out 2 rockets up the top here. There was a Doom Cannon as the prototype here. So generally, you'll see this when people go for it in 3. What they'll do the Cooker Ring attack first, and then you'll see in this attack, he sort of gets his troops with his remaining stuff, and takes out some stuff on the front here, because they'll all be cannons and boom cannons. So you'll see the person take a lot of that stuff out, and then the next attacker will bring in like Grenadiers, with like, I don't know, like maybe like Bullet or something maybe, and, or even just Grenadiers I suppose, and yeah, they sort of outrange because this laser's not really ever there, it's usually just this one that you have to worry about. So Grenadiers, usually, if you don't have anything that's going to get in the range, and now that I say that, maybe Bullet might not be the best idea, because Bullet might get in range of this stuff. But, generally, you'll have, like, a tank that'll, like Grens that'll outrange, take out a lot of this stuff on the front, which is normally flamethrowers. You know, this stuff will be gone, because the first attack will usually take that out from, like, the Cooker Ring. And the second attack's really goal is just to get these shields, that's it. And make sure these mines here are clear, keeping this shock mine in place. That's very important. That shock mine has to be there, because if it's not, then you waste an extra attack. But this group decided to use an extra hit for Cooker, just because of the layout. And yeah, so a lot of this stuff is gone. So my point in explaining all this was where he sort of sacrifices his Zookas at the end to this laser. Generally, you'd hug the front of the beach and just take out some of the stuff on the front a little bit more. But in this case, they were already down, so that's not an issue. So, firstly, we're going to be marking a couple rockets. So these 2 and these 2. Just keep in note, if you try to remember which ones they are and you have trouble remembering, just try to remember like in their position in relation to like shield. So, oops. So if you guys want to like say, okay, these 2 rockets are in line with these 2 shields. Why isn't it's having trouble pressing on the screen because I'm paused? So I'll half times it just so I can press it. Yeah, so these 2 shields in line with these 2 rockets. These 2 sort of in line with this shield here. That's how I'd remember it. So flare landing, flare landing in the bottom corner as small as possible, like the lowest possible position. 3 smoke landing, which is pretty safe. If you're confident enough to go for a 2 smoke landing, you can, but I'd be going for a 3. Personally. So the flare location here in relation to this rocket, or actually this shield might be better, it's the bottom left tile. So towards the left side, it's like the bottom tile beside it, as close to that corner as you can get without really without actually hitting any of the buildings, of course. So what this does is, because they were all grouped up in the corner there, look at the path they take. They take this really tight path going up the base. Well, not as tight as what you might hope, but as tight as can be expected when you're going on an angled walk like that. So they're all going to go grouped up pretty nicely. Now, because we've got some rockets that are marked, what this is going to do is it's going to make them a priority, because nothing else is damaged as of yet. So, when we activate battle orders, which by now he probably would have, they're going to destroy these, which means because they're dead first, it's going to reduce the amount of shocks we do throughout the rest of the attack. Also, because of the statues, this guy is running, I think, a 6-4 account, if memory serves. So this is going to mean a crazy amount of damage that's going to happen very quickly. Oh, we might want to go half times just so we can see the shock locations. We're going to be going from up here to down here. 3 shocks in total will be needed. So in just a moment we're going to see them pressed. So we just seen this one here pressed. So you're going to start seeing the other ones pressed in just a moment. So you guys can see like where that smoke timer is right now. So if you guys want to remember that for when you want to start shocking. So the next one was pressed, and then this one. So we'll see in slow motion where those shocks land. So that's sort of like the buildings you want to be shocking. Everything else is pretty much out of range of our Zookas. That one rocket isn't. But you'll see that's like the first thing that they go after pretty much. So that's not an issue. Everything else was shocked. So you can see those rockets go. It's now a 2-shock hit. But in half times mode, you'll see that like all this stuff's about to go down. And the shocks are about to wear off. So you'll see a smoke. So you just pressed on a smoke. Let's see if we can... Yeah, see it just deployed out of the gunboat. So I did manage to get that on screen. I was trying to get that timing. So you can see literally this shock just wore off. Like as that shock timing wore off, that smoke is going to hit. So let's look at this. Bam. That smoke is about to deploy. Let's see if we can get the flare placement. Did we miss it? Okay, yep, there it is. So it's this rocket here, which is above the... But yeah, see this mine here? The rocket above it. It's the far right tile above it that was pressed. So you'll see that it's going to start walking a nice little path there. Now I have to keep this in half times, and I do apologize for that. So artillerying these two just to make that a priority, because we're going to be using sort of like the dead spot of these last 2 rockets in a minute. So once they get to this spot, you'll see that a shock will be placed up here just to get those couple of rockets. Should be any moment now. Nope. There we go. So we just seen that shock placed. So you can see the timing on the shock there. On the smoke there. So pretty much what you'd expect. That's like what? I'd say about 10:30. Thereabouts. I wouldn't say quite 11, but I wouldn't say quite 10 either. Anyway, so this is going to mean that that's going to be placed right as the smoke's wearing off. Maybe a tad early, but doesn't matter. So at this point, the attack's pretty much over. Well, maybe not. So we'll go half times. So that's going to be finished. I do believe maybe he will shock again, or he'll smoke. Okay, so he shocked. So the timing on that doesn't have to be perfect. It's really just trying to get it. So it was about the same timing as the last one, about 10:30. So the reason why that timing doesn't have to be perfect is because as long as you flare pretty close, like he could have flared a little closer to them if he wanted, but he chose to flare next to the shield gens. I'm guessing just to try to stay out of range of some of these one-shot buildings. But yeah, you can see the timing on that didn't have to be perfect. It was really just so we could move into a dead spot of them. So taking out some shields. So now we'll just 2 times this. Zookas at this point really just going to be taking some stuff out. Making sure they get that last shield generator. Bam, there it goes. So shocking these flamethrowers just because the amount of Zookas we have. The grouping is probably going to lose us some Zookas. Now this is the part of the attack I was talking about at the start. Normally you'd stay close to the beach like he is. And once this goes down, instead of flaring there, you'd flare close to the beach down here. And then you'd take out some of the other boom cannons. But because this particular person had this particular task force in this this point in time decided to use that extra hit, it meant some of those were already down. So anyway, this has been pretty much an attack, so you guys can see the lasers about to rip him apart. And yeah, so taking out some mines just sort of in the center area. I don't think he has G B E for artilleries or anything like that. Nope, doesn't look like it. Or does he? So we'll keep it on 4 times. We'll see what he's going to do. I don't think he does. He must have just been timed out or something. Unless he... No? That's weird. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that attack. That was the Cooker Ring with Zookas. A pretty technical hit that takes a bit of practice, but if you get it right, it can come in handy a lot to your task force. So I hope you guys managed to enjoy that. If you did, smack the thumbs up button. Tell me what you thought in the comments down below. And before I sign out, we'll just look at that flare placement next to the rockets, because I think I did say I was going to re-mention that. Whoa, crap. I pressed the pause button and it didn't pause. I guess that's the tech glitch for you. Anyway, we'll 4 times this because I did want to sort of time that for as I was signing out. This time we'll do it a little earlier in anticipation. So I'm pretty sure it was the tile that I said it was, but I want to sort of capture the press on screen. Yeah, so it was. So it was the tile to the left, very bottom of this shield generator. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.